Chosen ones, have you noticed how every attempt to hold you back has only sharpened your resolve? Isn't it remarkable how their doubt became the very fuel driving your unstoppable rise? They tried to humble you with precision and calculation. Every word was sharpened like a blade, carefully aimed to chip away at your confidence, to peel away your layers until all that remained was a shadow of who you once were. They tossed remarks cloaked in subtle malice, planting seeds of doubt meant to take root in the fertile soil of your mind. They wanted those doubts to sprout like thorns, tangling around your aspirations, slowing your steps, forcing you to hesitate. These small corrosive acts were crafted to make you question your worth, as if each disapproving glance, each word withheld, would drain you of your belief in your own potential. They excluded you, built invisible walls, and turned their backs in moments that should have united. They left you outside of circles where voices could have lifted you, in places where opportunities should have grown. Each closed door was a statement, a clear intention that you didn't belong, that your presence was somehow undeserving of the stage they occupied. Yet these walls, these exclusions, did not hold you in place as they expected. Instead, they became fuel for a fire within you that they could not see. These barriers, meant to contain you, only stoked a greater ambition, a desire that burned brighter and hotter with every attempt to block your way. And when they spread doubt about your abilities, their whispers seeped into corners, settling like dust on every surface you touched. They spoke as if your capabilities were somehow insufficient, as if you lacked the depth or strength to achieve what you had envisioned. Their words, scattered like stones along your path, were intended to trip you up, to make you stumble. They assumed that if they threw enough stones, the river of your determination would lose its flow, settling instead into a stagnant pool of insecurity. They sought to make you feel small, to make the mountain before you seem insurmountable, hoping that the weight of their scorn would sink you before you could rise. But with every stone they threw, they only added to the current. Instead of halting the river, each obstacle only intensified its force, making it surge stronger, carving out new paths with relentless energy. You turned each slight, each whisper, into a force that propelled you forward. Their words, once meant to bind you, became loose threads that unraveled as soon as you touched them, their weightless remnants swept away by the unstoppable momentum of your resolve. You moved through the current, not despite their stones, but because of them, gathering strength from every attempt to divert your course. They expected humbling you would keep you contained, safe within boundaries they could manage. They sought to wear you down so that you might settle into a mold they deemed acceptable. They believed your fire would diminish under the weight of their limitations, that the light of your ambitions would flicker and fade. But in their attempt to humble you, they miscalculated. They failed to see that every moment they sought to belittle you, they fueled an even deeper resilience within. With each attempt to confine you, they inadvertently stoked the very flames they wished to extinguish. You became a river undeterred by stones, a fire that thrived not in stillness but in motion. Their plans, carefully laid, crumbled before the force of your spirit, which they had so gravely underestimated. They saw only what they wanted to see, a person who could be controlled, molded, limited by their judgments. They thought their words could contain you, that exclusion could make you feel small, that doubt could weaken you. But instead you rose, stronger, undaunted, a force undiminished and unstoppable, carrying with you every stone, every wall, every shadow they tried to cast upon you. And as you moved forward, their attempts faded into nothingness, mere ripples in the relentless current of your strength. They could throw stones, build walls, spread whispers, but none of it held the power they imagined. For in each effort to humble you, they revealed their own limitations, their inability to see the depth of your resilience, the enormity of your will. Their attempts, their doubts, their judgments only proved one thing, that no obstacle could break the surge of your spirit. They tried to humble you, but instead they propelled you toward greatness. Instead of surrendering to the limits they imposed, you learned to find new paths, to carve out spaces where none existed before. These obstacles, intended to stymie your progress, became your instructors in the art of resilience. Each one taught you a lesson in perseverance and adaptation, revealing reserves of strength and creativity that even you had not known. They wanted you to falter, but instead you learned to navigate every twist in the path with a newfound precision. What they considered setbacks were, in fact, opportunities for you to deepen your resolve and clarify your vision. They assumed that you would bow under the weight of their judgments, that their words and actions would somehow diminish your spirit. They never foresaw the inner alchemy at play, the transformation of adversity into an unshakable will. They didn't realize that each effort to hold you down was forging you into something they could neither understand nor control. You became like tempered steel, forged in the fires of doubt and challenge, your strength only increasing with each attempt to weaken you. Every trial sharpened your edges, honed your purpose, until there was no force left that could alter the integrity of who you had become. In the end, what they intended to be the tools of your defeat became the foundations of your empowerment. Their words, their doubts, their limitations served only to prepare you for heights beyond what they could ever envision. They might have thought they could humble you, that they could mold you into a form that suited their preferences, but instead, you emerged as something they could no longer define. You became proof that no external force can hold power over a spirit that refuses to be subdued, a will that knows only to rise. There is a force beyond their sight, an eternal awareness that sees every plot, every quiet intention. God has watched as they laid their plans, each one a carefully constructed web to ensnare you, to make you doubt your own worth. Their whispers and actions were not hidden. They were seen in their entirety, exposed under a gaze they could neither escape nor understand. Each attempt they made to humble you was not missed. God observed the ways they sought to diminish you, and where they planned to spread shame, a greater strength began to rise within you. They didn't realize that every humiliation they intended was, in fact, a pathway to your double portion of honor. Like Haman's gallows in the story of Esther, their designs became the very instruments of their undoing, as their energy has been turned upon itself. The very pit they dug for you has become their own snare. What they intended as the last word, the final cut, has only led them to stand exposed, their schemes hollow under the weight of their own intentions. They wished for your glory to diminish, for your spirit to bow in defeat. But under divine watch, their efforts became the seeds of your double blessings. Where they aimed to cut, God restored tenfold. Where they sought to leave you empty, God filled you with greater purpose. It was not their power but divine justice that rewrote their intentions. Each attempt to humble you became a reflection of their own lack. While you grew in strength, your blessings multiplied openly, undeniable in their presence. They wanted you to falter, to be seen as unworthy, yet here you stand, radiant and whole, with blessings they cannot fathom and a strength they cannot challenge. Their schemes did not disrupt your destiny, but instead paved a path for a greater one touched by divine justice. You are not only intact, but raised to heights they thought their hands could reach and alter. Every place where they wished for shame, you now stand tall, fortified by a power they cannot touch. They are left to witness this transformation, to see the fruits of divine justice as their own intentions stand exposed. God has given you double for your trouble, while those who aim to humiliate you now find their own energy humbled. Their intentions laid bare, visible to everyone they tried to convince of your fall. And in this reversal, their plans have shown their true nature. They are no longer masked, for God has uncovered what was hidden, bringing to light the deceit and envy that fueled their actions. Where they thought they could rewrite your story, God has shown that no human hand holds that power. They see now that every seed of doubt they tried to sow in you has taken root, only to reveal the depth of their own misguided intentions. God's awareness has not only shielded you from their designs, but has turned their own energies back upon them, creating a mirror in which their flaws, their envy, and their malice are visible to all. You walk forward, blessed with double strength, each step a testament to the power that shields you. The honor they wished to strip from you has not only been restored but magnified beyond their understanding. Their intentions, meant to weigh you down, have lifted you up instead, carrying you further than they could ever reach. They are left to witness the grace bestowed upon you, knowing that it is not of their making and that it was given precisely because they sought to withhold it. Their own undoing lies not in any punishment, but in the unavoidable truth of your ascent and the undeniable strength of divine justice that has guarded your path. Now, they are the ones humbled, their actions caught in a light they cannot hide from. What they wished to break in you has become the very strength that lifts you, and in the silence of this revelation, their intentions lay scattered, powerless. God has proven what they could not see, that no weapon, no word, no scheme formed against the chosen can prosper. What they intended to strip from you has returned twofold, a double portion of glory, in plain sight of those who once sought to diminish it. You are proof of divine justice, a living testament that what was meant for harm has turned to blessings, visible for all to witness. The Obsidian Inner Order is more than just a group. It's a true sanctuary, an underground network, a haven for the truly awakened. This isn't for the faint-hearted or the faint of spirit. With the brand new chosen singles community, you're not just meeting allies. You're forming connections with those who resonate at your frequency, be they twin flames or soulmates, yet fellow chosen nonetheless, who understand what it means to reclaim your power in the face of relentless trials. This is where over 400 kindred spirits gather, each one a living testament to the divine justice that grants strength and protection beyond any earthly force. Within these sacred walls, you'll uncover exclusive, uncensored video content deemed too potent, too raw for YouTube. These teachings would be shadow banned if the Archons caught wind of the truths shared here. Knowledge pulled directly from the modern manifestation mechanics grimoire for chosen ones, wisdom too revolutionary for public platforms. If you are ready to join the most elusive nexus for the chosen ones, where knowledge flows freely, connections deepen, and the full force of your purpose awaits, link in the description. They did not expect you to rise from the soil they tried to poison. Each attempt to suppress you has become the foundation of your strength, each seed of doubt now a pillar in the forest of your resilience. And now, as they look upon what you've built, they see the fruits of their actions, but not as they intended. They see an unyielding growth, a towering accomplishment that casts a shadow over their attempts to keep you small. The milestones you've reached leave them speechless, for in their hands, these seeds were mere tools of limitation. But in your hands, they became the roots of something beyond anything they could have imagined, a legacy that stands indomitable. They wanted to define the limits of your potential, to draw boundaries around what you could achieve, but every line they drew only marked another place for you to break through. When they looked to silence you, to sideline your voice, they were blind to the strength quietly gathering within you. For every door they shut, you built another pathway. For every limit they imposed, you pushed further, deeper, until the boundaries they tried to establish became irrelevant, dwarfed by the enormity of what you'd become. And now, as you stand at the height of your accomplishment, you are a testament to everything they could not control, a beacon illuminating what they refused to see. There is no question of what has transpired, no shadow of doubt left in the air. This forest they see before them is a result of their own hands, the legacy of their misguided attempts to suppress you. They wanted to contain your light, to keep you hidden, but now they cannot look away. Their silence is the only acknowledgement left for them to give, a stunned realization that they are now mere spectators to what they sought to hinder. The strength of your success, the depth of your growth is undeniable, and it has turned their intentions inside out. What they planted to weaken you has made you resilient, has shaped you into a force beyond their reach. And they feel it now, the weight of their own actions as they witness this moment, this turning point they thought would never come. Where they expected defeat, they see only triumph. Where they expected you to falter, you have soared. Every attempt to bind you, to enclose you within walls, has backfired spectacularly. You have turned those very walls into pillars, supporting the heights you've now reached. And in this silence, they are left with no option but to recognize the power they never saw coming, the strength they never thought you possessed. Your success stands as a testament to the fact that their actions, no matter how calculated, have been rendered powerless. They may have sown seeds of doubt, but you cultivated those seeds with a vision they lacked, and they have grown into an unbreakable forest, standing resolute and eternal. It is not just a victory, it is a declaration, a profound reminder that they could not touch the core of who you are. Now their intentions, once aimed at restricting you, have merely underlined the unstoppable nature of your resolve. As they watch in silence, they finally see the truth of what has unfolded. They are faced with the undeniable reality that you have transformed every setback into strength, every doubt into determination. You have risen, rooted in the very soil they tried to corrupt, blossoming into a presence that commands recognition. What they sought to suppress has become a monument to your resilience, standing taller than they ever thought possible, and beyond anything they could ever hope to contain. In their silence, they acknowledge what they can no longer deny. You have grown into an unbreakable force, and the fruits of their actions now lie within the very forest they can never uproot. Like Joseph, whose brothers sold him into slavery, you faced betrayal from those who should have supported you, but their actions aligned unknowingly with a divine plan. They cast him aside, expecting his light to be extinguished in the depths of Egypt, but it only brought him closer to his purpose. Joseph's betrayal became the very path to his ascent, his imprisonment a doorway to power. So too did their betrayal of you serve as the foundation for your rise. They threw obstacles into your path, but these became the steps that elevated you. They thought they could bury you in setbacks, yet each one has been a rung in the ladder leading to heights they could never touch. They assumed that their words, their judgments, could eclipse the purpose set for you. They misjudged the nature of the forces that govern your destiny, forgetting that the universe, in its vast wisdom, answers resilience with blessings. Their hands, so quick to build walls around you, did not realize they were constructing a stage from which you would shine. Every shadow they cast has only amplified your light, making your strength undeniable. Divine justice has repurposed every act of their malice, turning each attempt to bury you into a reason for your emergence. Their plans, once designed to halt you, have unwittingly become instruments of your ascendance. They thought they held the power to shape your future, yet all along, their actions served only to polish your spirit, to bring forth an even greater resilience. They saw themselves as architects of your limitations, yet every brick they laid in opposition has been forged into the very foundation of your success. Like Joseph, you have been blessed in ways that surpass their understanding, elevated in ways they cannot reconcile with their intentions. Their betrayals, their obstacles, have been transformed by divine hands into tools of your empowerment. What they meant for harm, the universe has used for good, weaving their negativity into the fabric of your strength, turning malice into a testament of perseverance. Now, as you stand in the fullness of your success, they are faced with a reality they could never have anticipated. Their actions have betrayed them, for the justice they sought to escape is now laid bare before them. Every moment they tried to hinder you, every attempt to throw you off course, has been rendered powerless, consumed by a purpose they could never foresee. They cast their stones, hoping to break you, yet each one has only fortified your path, every setback becoming a milestone of your ascent. They are forced to witness the unfolding of a plan they never controlled, a purpose they cannot deny, the unmistakable evidence that universal justice has been at work all along. Their intentions, once so clear in their malice, have been humbled before the undeniable truth of your triumph. They sought to bury you, yet they find themselves spectators to your rise. Divine justice has turned every act of betrayal into a source of your empowerment, every setback into the foundation of your resilience. Like Joseph, you have emerged from what was meant to destroy you with a double portion, an abundance they cannot explain, an elevation they cannot contest. Their designs have backfired, leaving them to realize that in their attempt to hold you down, they have only propelled you forward, igniting a force that no amount of opposition could extinguish. And now, in their silence, in their shock, they see the truth. Their actions have aligned with a power they cannot challenge. They are left to watch as your success unfolds before them, as the purpose they tried to obstruct has revealed itself with unmistakable clarity. The universe has rewarded your resilience, turning every obstacle into an instrument of your strength, every doubt into proof of your triumph. What was meant for harm has indeed become the fuel for your greatness, and they are left not as agents of your defeat, but as witnesses to the justice that has carried you forward. Their intentions, repurposed by forces beyond their reach, have been rendered powerless, leaving only the radiant truth of your ascent. You now see these challenges not as burdens, but as sacred catalysts, each one revealing the depths of your own strength. What once seemed like obstacles have become essential parts of your story, turning trials into victories and setbacks into foundations. You faced adversity and emerged with an unbreakable resolve, transformed by the fires meant to dim your light. Each difficulty has refined you, shaped you, until you stand with a strength unshaken by their intentions. This path wasn't handed to you. It was forged through resilience, through a commitment to rise, no matter the weight of opposition. Know this: adversity is a powerful force. When met with resilience, it becomes the very ground on which you build a self too powerful for any hand to dismantle. They may try to humble you, to cast shadows upon your strength, but every attempt only fortifies the force within you. Chosen ones, let them try. Every effort they make to humble you will only propel you higher. Now tell your story. Share the moments that defined you, that refined you. In doing so, you don't just celebrate your resilience, you become a testament to it, a reminder to others that they too are chosen for greatness in the face of challenge.